How were the pyramids built? How were they made? Who made them? Is the question that we're going to answer today. We're not going to have just one answer. I'm going to talk about all the answers and all the ways that they were made or structured or built or whatever you want to really say about it. We're going to talk about all the theories on what could have possibly built the pyramids. Any pyramids at all, but the main pyramids. But before I do talk about the theories, I do want to say that there is no actual blueprint. No one actually knows the real way or reason on why they got built. Well, I think they know the reason. I'm pretty sure the reasoning is to keep the pharaohs good for the afterlife, or maybe they have different reasons. Who knows? But we're going to see on how they were made physically. So the first way that they could have been made is through chiseling and cutting. Just taking the little chisel and just chiseling out a big structure with all the designs and everything that they have in it, which is it's a possibility, okay? That is a theory that is more known. And then we're going to go through, after all these known theories are actually physically possible, we're going to go in the unnatural way about it and more questioning on the reality of the situation. But the first theory that you could put yourself on is a big stone, okay? And you just chisel it out to make the pyramids like they are now. This would be an interesting way to go about it. I just don't understand how they would actually get the whole brick or whatever it was, the whole shape of it, and carried it over there, because that seems like a hard task in general, and I feel like it would just be easier to place blocks. Now there's another theory on using clay and bricks, okay? Just forming it together by piece. This is another theory of which could be possible, okay? That is a very good possibility if they knew how to do it and they actually did it correctly. I mean, it's not out of pocket. It's nothing too extraordinary. That is a simple and most reasonable way of doing it. You don't have to press heavy bricks together. You just form it and make it into one. And one way that you can do that is a spiral. I guess that is a theory of which they did it. I'm saying theory so loosely here, but an idea of how they probably built it. They just did it in a spiral formation to bring it up, I guess. I don't really see how forming it would do that. You would think it'd go brick by brick, but maybe that's a thing that they could have done. And then it also says that they could have done it inside too from it, but I don't see how they would get it stuck together by doing it by that. Maybe it's like a puzzle piece, and if you take out one, the whole thing just gets destroyed like a Jenga. I don't know how. I mean, I guess it's just another way to build it. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be right or wouldn't be wrong in general, but I guess that's another way on how they could have built the pyramids. Now, they could have used water. This is a thing that they could have done. They could have used water. That would have made it, I think, a little bit easier. But I don't see how this would make it work. I guess pushing the stones. But how would you push it when they're on top of each other? You just push it down? But then there would have to be mountains. But then again, what if it was just completely underneath water and they built it while it was in water and now it's not in water? Is that even a thing? Is that even possible? I don't really know, but I guess that could be another thing that they could have done. But now we're going to go into the big theories, the ginormous ones that are most common that everyone says, okay? They could have used concrete light substance. This is kind of like the clay and brick situation, but I guess they form it into its own shape, which is probably one of the most common answers, besides another one that I'm going to mention later down the line. But I guess they could have done it something like this, but they would have to have the resources, and I don't really know what the actual pyramids is made out of. Sorry that I'm always itching my legs. There is so many mosquitoes, okay? The pyramids did not stop the mosquitoes, okay? But that is another way they could have done it, like a cement type form, and that would have been a quite interesting way to do it. Probably less manual labor on pushing bricks. So I guess it's more of an understanding element of it. Now, they could have used a lever action type deal where they use machine built things or structural built levers and push things with wheels. I guess that's another thing that could have done. But that's more of they were very advanced, at least from what we known, which I think the images inside of the pyramid does show some images of something of the sort on how they were built. But a major one that everyone talks about, the most conspiracy theory of the entire thing, is aliens. Because at the end of the day, you can believe on whatever you want to believe. I guess there is no factual answer, but there has to be somewhere. It's just we don't really know it 100%. but aliens is a good throw. It is, if you believe in the human, like not human, but human-like or alien, like just an alien basically from outer space, if you believe in that, maybe it is a very big possibility, either that they did it or they helped us do it or something of that fashion. I personally believe that it is more scary to know that we are the only ones here than to find out that there's aliens. I think it would be way more scarier knowing that we're the only ones in this entire universe. But it's really just what you want to believe and how you want to believe it, because there's really no telling. Maybe it's a mix of a whole bunch of these, or maybe it's none of these. Maybe something happened that we don't know. Oh, there's also like a giants theory where they think giants were here and then they helped build it. I guess that's another thing you can believe in. I mean, the Bible, if you're going biblical, it does mention giant-like creatures and also mention dinosaurs, or like dragon type deals. But anyways, that's just some of the large, probably infinite amount of theories that you can have on how they built the pyramids. My words are not wording. But anyways, guys, if you did enjoy, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. Comment down below how you think that they built the pyramids, because I'm actually very curious if there's different ways that they could have went about this. I don't really have an opinion on it. I think it could have been any one of them. Honestly, it could have been any of them. We'll just never know, because there's not this magical of like scroll that will tell us. Imagine that's like foreshadowing in like 10 years we're going to find this scroll. I caught it if that happens, okay? But anyways, guys, peace out.